Welcome to Game Devs Play Games, where we talk games and play
game design. We're back. Ready, more than ready than ever.
Damn it.
With A Link to the Past. You ready for this? Eddie's playing this one, guys.
Yay. So it's gonna be so great.
So we're playing this one because you guys voted for it. So thank you, everyone that voted in our Kirby's Dream Course playthrough. And if you haven't seen that yet, you should go watch it because it was a good time. But yeah, let's jump into this. So we already made our character. We actually already played through 2 dungeons and realized that our capture was broken. So if we seem a little familiar with everything immediately, that's why.
Yeah. Jumping right in.
Help me. Please help me. I am a prisoner in the dungeon of the castle. My name is Zelda.
Zelda? That's the name of the game.
The wizard, Aghanum, has done something to the other missing girls. Now only I remain. Aghanum has seized control of the castle and is now trying to open the 7 wise men's seal.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in the dungeon of the castle. Please help me.
I'm so roped into the game already. Honestly.
Link, I'm going out for a while. I'll be back in the morning. Don't leave the house. Dude, he's got a pretty sick mustache, I gotta say.
He does, and honestly, like we were saying earlier, if that is a turban, it's cool, but if it's purple hair, even cooler.
Yeah, I thought it was blue/purple hair, and you're like, it's a turban, Chris, obviously. Yeah. And I was like, what?
I got another look at it, and I was like, that might be a turban.
It's like parted like hair. That's why I thought it was hair. And plus, you know, Link has pink hair, mostly because of color palette limitations, but you know.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe this is just a family of weird colored hair.
You never know, man.
Maybe every single person in every Zelda game that has weird colored hair is a descendant of Link's family.
Oh my god.
Dun 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 dun. Wait.
Dun 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 dun.
I'm sorry, we just saw Star Wars the other day. We saw a Star Wars film. That way we can't date this.
I mean, to be fair, we saw Rogue One.
Damn it, Chris.
way later than we should have.
Yeah, that's fair. Link, I didn't want you involved in this. I told you not to leave the house. Take my sword and shield and listen. You can focus power in the blade. Hold the B button.
Link is like,
oh, wait.
what's the B button?
B button? Then release it using the secret technique handed down by our people.
Your people.
I always did think it was funny how games always did that. It was like, here's a map. You can open it with the start menu. Well, what?
Well, I mean, at least in this game, they're like putting in parentheses, like, this is director speaking.
It is in, it's in parentheses, so really it's not actually him saying it. It's just, okay.
Which,
Link, you can do it.
Other games, they don't.
Yeah. Save the princess. Zelda is my what? My princess?
What?
My cousin? My wife? My sister? My love interest?
My destiny?
My destiny?
My only hope?
For humanity?
Yeah, I last time when we were recording the ruined footage, I was talking about how I think there were a lot of game theories talking about how, like, is Zelda Link's sister? Are they related? Is their relationship incestuous?
Oh my goodness.
And I'll save that for the game theorists because this is a game design show. That doesn't really matter.
Also, it's my childhood, so no.
I don't want to think about it that way. But I mean, even from the perspective of like the narrative of this game, it's kind of irrelevant. No matter what, we're still gonna go save Zelda. We're gonna go save the sages. We're gonna go save everyone. Yeah. Like, it doesn't really change anything.
It doesn't really change a darn thing.
And like, it doesn't.
Sister or not, Link never gets anything.
Yeah, like, even at the end of the game, it's not like Link does anything incestuous.
Yeah.
So really, it's all those players that want Link to get some.
And you know what? Honestly, the whole thing about Link, like, if like she is technically his love interest, it's not like he really needs to get anything. He's not like out to get with Zelda. He's the savior of the princess. Okay, he's not like not every story has to be about the hero getting some.
That's true. I mean, really, in most of the games, I feel like he and Zelda have sort of a more of a professional relationship than anything.
Yes, Skyward
Sword is the only one where they're like, haha, we're friends and we're kind of lovey-dovey about it, but also not really.
Skyward Sword is an exception about a lot of things, but let's take a moment to talk about that interaction with the soldier we just had.
Yes, okay, yeah, sorry, thank you for kind of pulling us back in. So this is basically the tutorial dungeon, right? It's going to be this and then us going down into the sewers, I guess?
Yeah.
But the level design here is really smart because the very first guard that we find, he kind of goes on this path back and forth. And the player naturally, as they go down the stairs and they get on the same level as him, the guard is already at the edge of the cliff. And this just kind of happens without the player really thinking about it, right? So if you as the player didn't realize that you could knock enemies off the cliff...
Like, no matter what, by the time you get there, it's going to push them off.
Exactly. At the normal pace in which a player would go through the game, is highly likely that the player will slice them and then you'll fall off the cliff, especially because they kind of bounce back pretty far. So it's a really intuitive way of teaching the player, like, hey, this is a thing you can do that will make your battles even easier. Use your environment to your advantage. And then that's doubled up with scattering the pots all over the place. Because not only do we have 3 hearts, so fighting these guys head on, especially 2 versus 1.
And because they're blues, they take 3 hits.
Exactly, so it's kind of dangerous, right? So it kind of begs the player to look for alternative solutions to kill them with taking as little damage as possible.
Indeed.
So it's a really smart way of setting up everything to be like, hey, look, you can kill enemies in a lot different ways than just slicing at them. And interestingly too, the pots deal more damage than the level 1 sword does.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's basically why you have the boomerang here too, so you can do this. I usually like to just throw pots at him though until he dies.
Oh, look at that.
But that works too.
Dang. Skilled swordsman. Is the master key of the dungeon to keep up the very lofty smoke he's killed? That's Link's voice. I know everyone thinks Link doesn't have a voice. That's it.
Yeah, this is why we all
Also, I'm going to get the money first before rescuing the princess. There we go.
Zelda's like, oh, hi. And you're like, hold on.
Just wait a moment. There's a treasure. There's rupees in... Hold on, princess.
I'll get to you.
Excuse me, princess.
First, I'm going to get what I came here for.
Thank you, Link. I had a feeling you were getting close. Link, listen carefully. The wizard is magically controlling all the soldiers in the castle. I fear the worst for my father. The wizard is an inhuman fiend with strong magical powers. Do you understand?
No.
What is going on? I've been outside for like 20 minutes. The entire world is crashing down. I have a sword and I can light things on fire and I have a boomerang.
I'm like a 15-year-old kid.
I murdered at least 7 people on my way here. What is going on? I don't actually understand anything, princess.
All right, let's get out of here before the wizard notices.
I know a secret path, but first we have to go to the first floor. Let's go.
Let's go.
As I run into the fence. Also, kind of funny that there was like 3 pots in a cell.
Yeah. I mean, they're there for heart replenishment, but like...
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting, like, that is kind of, like, for people who have played this before, it's easy to hit that guy. But really, like, those hearts, or those pots are there for heart replenishment to fight him.
Well, yeah, you're just a pot-smashing fiend, so as soon as you see pots, you just, like, you've just been destroyed.
Yeah.
Because you're a madman.
Yes,
but ideally, you save them.
I just hate pots.
Or you use them to fill up your hearts before you start fighting him. I usually just use those pots to kill him and just not take damage.
That's fair.
I mean, it takes like 2 or 3 of those pots to kill him.
Yeah.
It's like dunzo. No big deal. NBD.
And if you miss though, then you have to deal with him.
So
should I go this way?
It doesn't really matter. It's circular. So I like
just like life.
Oh, sorry, that's depressing. So the level design is interesting here because from a tutorial perspective, the castle is kind of the most like open area, right, where you can just kind of navigate aimlessly and kind of get lost. But as soon as you actually enter the dungeon, we can skip it.
There's the capacity throne. The old hands there.
Basically, she's telling you where you need to go.
Yes.
But the level design is pretty linear, right? Like, there's only really one direction to go, and as the player, you just go down that route. And on the way back, they give you that nice shortcut so that you don't have to go the long route, even though you've already killed everyone, so it doesn't really matter. So I think it's smart that they kind of made it linear and didn't make the player have to like figure out what they're doing at the same time as trying to figure out how they're going to navigate.
Right. If you're ready, let's go. Help me push it from the left. Okay, the left? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to recreate
our last recording.
I'm trying to do as well as possible here.
Eddie apparently doesn't know what left is.
He tried pushing it from the right. It could have been stage left. I'm just saying.
In what world other than theater would that have made sense?
Concert venue? Ha! It's different than theater.
Basically
different than theater.
Same concept.
Yeah, I guess so. Mr. Smart over here. Where are you, little rat? Seriously, where are you?
So now we get new enemies, right?
Yes.
The guards are kind of like the most vanilla enemies, although arguably they're interesting too because they have the swords, right?
Yeah, and honestly, they're a little tough. Oh god.
They're a little tough. At least the ones that like when you hit them and it can hit their sword and you just like butt heads.
Yeah.
I guess earlier in the castle we had the ones that just like kind of wander aimlessly.
True.
Don't even acknowledge that you're there. At which point you have to be like, why are you even a guard?
You just kind of gotta like walk. Oh god.
Snakes.
Why did it have to be steaks?
That's like chibi Indiana Jones impersonation.
Yeah.
Why did it have to be steaks? Why did it have to be steaks?
Steaks? No, steaks.
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 I'm sorry, I have a nasal congestion of saying steaks.
Snakes?
Steaks.
Wait, what are you saying?
I don't know anymore.
So the level design here is pretty much operating under the same philosophy as the above the castle.
After passing through these sewers, we will be very close to the sanctuary. Isn't that great? We're going through the sewers.
Thanks, Zelda.
Oh god.
Let's be careful.
I just washed these boots. Just washed them.
I mean, they're pretty clean sewers, to be fair.
Honestly, you know what? Cleanest sewers I've ever seen, aside from the rats.
That's true, there are a lot of rats.
Yeah.
So the level design here in the sewers follows a similar principle as above ground, except arguably it's even more linear, right? Because we're not really going in between different like potential rooms in like collecting the boomerang, for example.
Right.
But instead they've added the layer of challenge of kind of giving Link a line of sight,
there it is,
which justifies why we have the lantern, right. Ideally. If you're playing the Zelda randomizer, in this case, if you didn't have the lantern, it would just be pitch black.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
I can't imagine doing it like that, and I wouldn't want to. Okay,
though, to be fair, in the randomizer, which if you don't know what the randomizer is, there's actually a mod out here of A Link to the Past where it randomizes all of the chests and all the loot, and even some of the keys in the dungeon. So, you know, like the very first chest that you open in this game is the lantern. You could instead get like the cape, which is crazy.
It's pretty great.
But they put some parameters, right? So in the light world, the lantern always technically works, even if you don't have the lantern. But in the dark world, it doesn't, which is awesome. It makes the lantern so much more important.
Oh God.
Are you gonna die?
No.
In the tutorial dungeon, Eddie?
No. That's not a thing.
So in that last room, they taught us two things. Both, they showed us the explodable walls well before we're going to be able to have bombs.
Well before.
And they also showed us that we can push blocks as an obstacle, which both are very essential things because those two things appear in like general challenges throughout the rest of the game.
Indeed.
You have to pull the lever. Pull the lever.
Don't pull the wrong lever.
Don't pull the wrong one. Oh goodness, it's almost like I knew. Who knew?
Do you have like a muscle memory when it comes to some of these puzzles? Like,
yes.
You and I have both played this game like crazy, so sometimes when I go back and I replay this after it's been a while. Oh, we can read this.
Once I have finished with you, the final one, the seal of the wise men will open. That's what Aghanim said to Zelda. Link, you must not let the land of Hyrule fall into the wizard's clutches. If he releases the seal of the seven wise men, evil power will overwhelm this land. Before that happens, if it's too late, destroy the wizard before he destroys all of Hyrule. You can do it. You can.
A la plot of the game.
Yay! I sense that a mighty evil force guides the wizard's actions and augments his magical power. The only weapon potent enough to defeat the wizard is the legendary Master Sword. It is said that the village elder is descendant of one of the 7 wise men. Maybe he can tell you more, maybe he can't. I don't know, he's old. I will mark his house on your map, but watch your every move. I am certain that the castle soldiers will be looking for you now. I will hide Princess Zelda here for now. Do not worry, seek the elder. Do you understand?
I think so.
Still a little boy, still murdered like 50 guards, went through some sewers and dealt with some rats in the dark. I really don't know what's going on.
I think I need therapy.
But help me. My goodness, I have 1 heart left. Not really sure how I had 3 in the first place. Let's keep going. My dead uncle gave me a sword. I'm very sad.
Hey, he's not actually dead. We're left to think that he's dead. In fact, he stays in that sewer for the rest of the game until the credits. And in the credits, he shows up again. He's like, I'm better again. And you're like, how?
You don't know
You've been in the sewer for a month.
You don't know. Spoilers. Fucking spoilers. Is that it?
I mean, your uncle's dead.
Right? Is that it?
What? We still have 3 minutes. 4 minutes.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was done.
That's because last time we played this, we were done by now.
Yeah.
Because now you're faster.
Let's see if the same thing happens out here again, because I want to talk about it.
What do you mean, same thing?
Same thing. Here.
Oh.
Because something I love about this game is just, it's so simple. I mean, sure, all you're doing is cutting bush. It's not going to happen, watch. All you're doing is cutting bushes, and, like, it's so simple. But, like...
Well, there's so many
things that can... Okay,
wow,
a fairy. A fairy. Like, so many things can happen from these bushes. Like, you can get a fairy, you can get money.
Well, yeah, they're random item generators. So, basically,
I know, but
you
it's
can
so
get...
fun.
Rupees, hearts, you can spawn enemies or bees.
Or landmines,
or
apparently.
Occasionally landmines, which apparently there are none over here, which there usually are.
Yeah.
At least one.
There's at least one, usually.
And they're like, why are landmines in this game?
Maybe this was like... Hey, buddy.
I mean, maybe the logic is like they're magical landmines, or maybe they're like...
They're straight up just like gunpowder, man.
They could be like exploding mushrooms.
There's your answer. It is Kakariko Village. Yes. There's your answer.
So when we recorded this last, I was like, it's still called Kakariko Village, right?
There it was. There was a landmine.
Yeah. They're like, why are there landmines? This technology shouldn't exist yet.
Well, I mean,
it's a fantasy world, so...
Maybe they're like friction mines where like...
I think it's a mushroom. Because think about it. It's underneath a bush. It could be a decaying bush.
How dare you?
Wow. And there are mushrooms that explode when you get close to them because they spread their spores. They explode and they shoot their spores into you.
That's true.
Which is horrifying.
Also, hello, friends. Fuck your pots. I am the pot smasher.
So talk to this guy. He gives us a really interesting hint.
He does. Hello, sir. Yo, Link, this house used to be a hangout for a gang of thieves. What was their leader's name? Oh, yeah, his name was Blind, and he hated bright light a lot.
So...
Now, you might not think that that's much of a hint, but later on,
it seems,
the dark world.
It seems kind of arbitrary, but when you come back here in the dark world, the boss of that temple changes into a monster when you bring them into light. It's like, oh my god, this was a hint all along. Well, you screwed that up.
God damn it. I'm going to do it all in one. Just watch. Here.
I mean, I could tell you how to do it all in one.
Hold on 1 second.
I got real good at it. I played the randomizer 3 times because I couldn't stop for some reason.
I'm good.
So good.
I mean, I'm not surprised. All right.
I mean, I'll hold that the randomizer is it's a testament to show how well designed Zelda is, or A Link to the Past is, because.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Nope.
Oh no.
Nope. Still screwed up.
Oh no.
But the fact that this game still works if you throw all of the items in different places, with some limitation to be fair, it still works. And it's fascinating to play in the random. I recommend it. Anyone should try it out.
I'm gonna get this. You just shut up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do it.
This one?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now what are you gonna do with that one?
This one?
Yeah. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Go up.
Yeah.
In the left.
Do this one?
Yeah. There you go.
Now, this one.
And push that
this
to
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now go up.
Ooh, boy.
You're not.
Oh, we're getting it. Oh, there it is.
You did it, Ed.
Did you have a different way, Chris? I'm sorry.
I had the better way.
Oh, shut up. It still worked.
So,
all right, I think that's good.
This little thing, though, I want to talk about this before we end the episode, because I think that this room in particular is really intelligently placed. So toward the end of the tutorial dungeon,
yes,
we learn that we can push these blocks in order, like as an obstacle in the level. And there's no way to fail it, right? It's set up so that you just push one block and you're pretty much golden. And back when we recorded this in the corrupt footage, you were like, you posed the question of, well, why didn't they design this to fail? And I suggested that maybe it's because the player may not understand that they can backtrack at that point to reset the puzzles.
Right. Because
it's never really established at that point. So, a player could get stuck in that room, get really frustrated, and then think that maybe there's a different solution in that room. So this room, I think, is incredibly intelligent because it's right at the beginning of Kakariko Village, adjacent to the building that we were told to go to, that's marked on our map. So the chances of the player discovering this building is exceptionally high.
Yeah.
There's also a bomb spot in the upper corner of this room. So the player's going to see this. They're going to remember, hey, there's a cracked wall here. I don't have bombs yet. And the player might not even know that they need bombs for, right? But you still see that, and it kind of sticks in your memory, right? So imagine you go through this building, and you shift these blocks around, and you don't get all the treasures, but you get a couple of them, and you go, okay, well, I guess I just can't get these because I just, totally blocked them. They might leave and go find bombs and realize, oh, hey, bombs can blow up those cracks in the wall. And then remember, wasn't there one building in Kakariko Village that had a block or a crack in the wall? Go back looking around in some of the buildings and then go back down the stairs and realize, hey, this puzzle just reset. Now I can go push these blocks around and then go blow up that crack in the wall. It's genius.
And then maybe they'll think about the sewers that they came out of before the sanctuary. And be like, I'm going to go get that crack in the wall because
and then
I can.
Well, or figure out how to get back in there because they don't make it easy to get back down there.
It's kind of, maybe it's not. I forget how hard it is.
I think you need the Pegasus boots or the power glove. Yeah.
You might need the power glove. I think it's the power glove. I don't know why you would need the Pegasus boots.
To actually butt the gravestones open. But anyway,
it is the Pegasus boots.
So I just wanted to call that out. I think it was really intelligently done. It's placed in such a natural place for the player to discover, especially because Kakariko Village is designed for exploration, like pure and utter exploration.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many little things there. So the chances of the player finding the bombs in quick succession, because you can also get the bombs in Kakariko Village. So it's all like this tightly knit, designed village. I think it was just very smart. And obviously most players don't even really need to be told that it'll reset. At this point, like, everyone kind of assumes that, it'll reset if you leave.
You kind of know that it resets from when you go downstairs to get the princess and you come back up and that room has enemies in it again, but like, But you think it's going to happen with enemies, not puzzles?
In this era of games when a lot of these rules weren't intuitive to a lot of players, because, it's obvious to you and I because we've grown up with games our whole lives.
Yeah, especially this one.
Imagine playing this as like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid and you don't understand how these rules work yet. That's why I think it's important that the game kind of teaches the player in a very non-intrusive way. I think it's just, this is a perfect example of where the subtle design choices were in Zelda. Very good. Anyway, question of the day, what did you guys think about the tutorial dungeon and its linear nature?
I don't want my coffee. Yes, what did you think? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe.
And be sure to vote on what you want us to play when we're done with this, because we're going to play this one until it's done.
Heck yeah.
To completion.
Hopefully it doesn't get corrupted.
Yeah, that would be really sad.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Or time. Afternoon. Bye.
A good thing.
Have good thing do.
Good thing do.
All right.